Welcome. This orientation video is for all drivers loading and unloading at the West Fraser Log Yard in Hinton, Alberta. Before we begin, there are a couple of rules of the yard to go over. Cell phone use is not permitted in the log yard at any time. Please use your radio to communicate with log yard personnel. There is no smoking allowed in the log yard at any time. There are two approaches to the Hinton log yard, one from the north and one from the south. It is important to understand which entrance you will be using, as each have their own specific approach procedure. We will be reviewing both in this orientation. South approach. The south approach will begin as you enter Hinton on Robb Road, passing the Hinton Bike Park. Continue on Robb Road and keep right to merge onto Switzer Drive. Once on Switzer Drive, keep to the right lane due to road weight restrictions, as you will eventually be required to take the jug handle exit to be able to safely turn left onto Kelly Road. Take Kelly Road for 350 meters until you see the sign for lumber truck entrance. Take this right. Proceed into the yard at a maximum of 30 kilometers per hour. Continue until you reach the railway crossing. Stop completely at the crossing and look both ways before proceeding. You will now be entering the yard. Be cautious. Remember that heavy equipment on site always has the right of way, and you may be required to stop suddenly. Take the clover leaf on the south side of the scale, then proceed to an open scale. The north approach. Once out of the bush, you will pass over the single-lane Willow Creek Bridge. Cross the bridge and then turn right through the West Fraser North Access Gate. Speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour. You will approach the tailing pond from the Hinton pulp mill. There will be a set of lights notifying you if safe to proceed. If the light is green, proceed with caution. If the light is red, stop completely before the light and wait until it changes to green. If the light appears to be broken, do not proceed. Stop and call the number located on the sign. Once you have passed the lights, continue to the Hinton Wood Products yard. Speed limit drops to 30 kilometers per hour when nearing the intersection into the yard. You'll then approach the scale house from the north cloverleaf. Proceed to an open scale. If both scales are in use, keep back a safe distance. If more than one truck is waiting, priority is given to the first to approach the scales and will alternate as required. Each entrance to the scales has two sets of sensors, which will be assisting you in zeroing the scale and notifying you when to proceed onto the scale. Approach the scale slowly. Once you pass the first sensor, the scale will zero. You will then be notified to proceed. Drive onto the scale at a maximum of 5 kilometers per hour until your truck is completely on the scale and between the two sets of sensors. Apply the air brake and exit the cab carefully, using 3 points of contact and with all required PPE while checking for slippery conditions. All drivers are required to wear the following PPE: hard hat, safety glasses, high visibility vest, CSA approved footwear, and appropriate work attire. No shorts. If you need to use the washroom, there is one located in the scale house. We will now review the weigh-in procedure. Enter your truck number. Select the scale you're using. Find your name in the database. Select product. Select form. Select species of wood. Select source. This can be found on your TM9 ticket. Enter your TM9 ticket number, including the letter at the beginning. Review all information and ensure that the load information is correct. Click Yes. The printer will automatically start printing you 2 load tags, which will need to be stapled on all 4 corners to each end of the same log on your load. If your load is a sample load, 3 additional tags will be dispensed. Sample tags are required to be stapled to 1 log on each bunk. Security cameras are located both inside and outside the scale house. Now that your load has been properly marked, you are ready to proceed off the scale towards the DRAP station. Exit the scale house with all required PPE, checking to ensure that you have a clear path off the scale with no obstructions, and enter your truck safely using 3 points of contact. When driving off the scale, radio to the operator on the designated yard frequency and inform them of the following: what type of load you have on your truck, if you are compatible with the loader, if you have a sample load. Let the operators know. Exit the scale slowly. Once off the scale, the maximum yard speed limit is 30 kilometers per hour. When approaching the DRAP station, there is a railway crossing with a stop sign. Come to a complete stop before proceeding to the dewrapping station. Keep in mind, heavy equipment always has the right of way on site. Proceed to the DRAP station. Approach the DRAP station slowly, under complete control, and centered to the chosen station. Complete a visual check to ensure the protection arms have been returned to their open position before entering the chosen DRAP station. Exit the cab carefully with required PPE. Release all protection arms using the manual chain engaged lever system. Please be careful to avoid any pinch points. Ensure all the protection arms contact the load. Do not reverse your truck in the DRAP station. If you have not positioned your truck correctly, continue to drive through and then loop back around to the DRAP station. In some cases, the wrapper may get caught on the load. If this occurs, use the provided pike pole to free the wrapper. Once all the wrappers have been removed, you may return the protection arms to the open position. Do a visual inspection of the area for debris and ensure protection arms are back in their fully open position. If protection arms are jammed, do not back up. Backing up will cause damage to the arms. If there are any problems with the station, please notify the operators or log yard supervisor by radio. When leaving the DRAP station, do not call the operators again. Go to where you were told to go. Look both ways before pulling out of the DRAP station. Please stay in your truck for all locations in the Hinton log yard. If your truck is being offloaded at the ramp, you will be required to adjust your truck's position to allow the loader to unload each bunk completely at the ramp. First, pull up so that the last bunk is in line with the loader and the ramp. It is important to keep the radio on the correct channel so that instructions can be given from the loader operator if needed. Once the last bunk is completely unloaded, the loader operator will give direction to move to the first bunk at the front of the trailer. Then, once that is unloaded, the middle bunk will be last. Once offloaded and the all clear has been given by the operator, you may proceed back to the scale house. Be cautious of heavy equipment and other trucks in the area. If you are a sample load, you'll be required to head to the sample unloading area south of the scales and back across the rail tracks. Approach the station slowly, in control, and making sure you allow enough room for the operator to unload the logs easily. Once at the unloading station, stay in your truck and wait for instruction from the operator. Once offloaded, and the all clear has been given from the operator, you may proceed back to the scales. Approach the scale at no more than 5 kilometers per hour using the sensors to direct you onto the scale. Stop once completely between the sensors. Exit your cab safely and wearing all required PPE. Enter the scale house, return to the computer, enter your truck number, which scale you are using, and the yard unload location. Review and confirm all information has been filled in properly. Remember that your TM9 ticket is required to be signed before you leave the bush and arrive at the West Fraser yard. These are government-controlled documents, and failure to properly complete the form can result in a fine. Review load information. If correct, slide your TM9 ticket into the printer from the left side. Ensure it is positioned correctly to just the numbers of the TM9. The printer will automatically start printing your TM9 card with required information. Once printed, remove the white and yellow copies from the ticket. Be sure to keep them bound together. Deposit the yellow and white tickets into the way out slot next to the printer. Keep the green and red copies for your own records. Once you have safely exited the scale, there will be a trailer cleaning station for each scale exit. You are required to enter the designated cleanout area and clean your truck and trailer before traveling on public roads. Full PPE is required, and all cleaning of the trailer must be done from the ground. When cleaning your truck and trailer off, be sure to clean the following: all loose debris off the truck, trailer, and mud flaps, rocks wedged in your tires, and all exterior lights and reflectors. This is also the best time to inspect your truck and trailer for damage, including broken lights, tire pressure, and that all straps are properly secured. If at any time you require assistance, use the log yard channel and contact the log yard supervisor or operators. This concludes the West Fraser Log Yard orientation video for the Hinton location.